Alright, welcome to PowerPoint 2013. We're preparing you for exam 77-422. This is part 16 of our journey into PowerPoint, and in part 16 we're going to go over one of the most fascinating aspects of PowerPoint, but it's probably the one that gets beat to death more than anything, and that is animations. Alright, this will be part 1 in our animations series. I'm going to drag this out probably to 2 videos because I really want to get into this quite a bit. And one of the objectives of the exam is to animate slide content, and the other one is set timing for transitions and animations. And we're going to split this up into 2 different videos because it's just going to be too long of an actual video to do. Alright, so what I want y'all to do is sit back and watch and try this yourself. Alright, animations part 1. So what I have here is I just have a bulleted list, right? And I've kept this kind of simple in its design because I'm trying to get across the concept of animations, not the concept of, design. We've done plenty of videos on that already. So the way I animate things on my slide or in my slideshow, a couple different ways I can do it. Number one, I don't want to select that. I want it to select this here. There we go. I can animate items as a whole. Like if I want to animate this whole list, I go to the Animations tab. Here we go. And from the Animations tab, I can pick the animation that I want. And there are several different classifications of animations as well. I have an entrance animation, an emphasis if I want to emphasize something, and an exit animation. I also have motion paths. That's kind of cool. And then you can't list all of them here, so you can list more here as your needs arise. So let's say I want this entire bulleted list right here to, here we go. I just want it to fly into this slide. All right. So I'm going to fly it into this slide. Here we go. And all the items fly in, one right after the other. And if I go to my slideshow here and see how it's going to look live, I click it, and I can click one thing after the other. And, it's kind of dull that it all flies in at the same time, and that's okay. But I'm going to end my slideshow here. There's a picture of a cat. We're going to get to that in a minute. Alright. So let's say I want them to do different things, right? If I want to delete an animation, like if I animated something I really didn't want to delete, you just highlight that animation. These are little numbers here. And I delete that animation. Now that item is no longer animated. Alright, so what am I looking at? Okay, great. If you want to animate a single item, for instance, if I just want to animate this one item here, and I want that to fly in. There we go. Well, that didn't work the way I thought it would work. Let's see here. I think I misclicked on something is what happened. Okay. There we go. Select to effect. And then fly into that. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Sorry, I had all my items on here beforehand. When I was doing the prep for this video, I just added them one at a time and animated them at that time. So select to effect and animate. Now if I go to my slideshow here, you can see item 2 and 3 are on the list here. And if I click on my mouse, item 1 flies in. Alright, now suppose I want to animate item 2 and 3 with a different method. I don't want it to fly in. What if I want it to, here we go. Yeah, I'm not going to do grow and turn. We're going to do that in a minute. Appear. Boom, I just want it to appear on the screen. And then item 3, I want to split. There we go. That's kind of cool. Let's see how this looks when we do our presentation. So basic animations comes up, and item 1 flies in, item 2 just appears, and item 3 kind of wipes itself in. I'm going to end the slideshow here. Alright, now what if I want to animate the title of my slide? I want that to... here we go. Let's see. What else do we got here? Let's have it bounce in, right? That ought to be irritating. There we go. Now, if I look at this, at my slideshow here, item 1's going to fly in, item 2's going to appear, item 3's going to wipe in, and then the title's going to bounce in. Well, what if I want the title to come in first? Do I have to remove all the animations and redo them so they're in the correct order? Not necessarily. What I want you guys to do is on the Animations tab, you notice how there is this area over here that says Reorder Animation. I can move it earlier or I can move it later. Move later is grayed out because this is the last animation in the series. So I can move this to earlier, and you see the number change in the little box here. So now the number is 1. And then what I'm going to do is play my slideshow here. There we go, and it bounces in, that flies in, that appears, and that wipes in. Right, so we can reorder the animations in our slides by using that technique there. Let's say maybe this item 2 here. Alright, I'm going to pick the animation just for that item. Okay, you do it by clicking the little number in the box. And I am going to say, maybe it's a little too fast for me. Maybe it appears a little too fast. Maybe I want it to take a little bit of time here, right? So I'm going to go up to the duration, change that, and then you can click preview if you want to preview what it's going to look like. All things considered, I'd rather just see what it's going to look like on the slideshow so I can see all the animations that are going on in my slide and how they all interact with each other. Which the preview will show you that too, but I don't know. I just like looking at it like this. It's a defect I have, I guess, or something. I don't know. So basic animations is still going to bounce in. Item 1 is still going to fly in. Item 2 is going to take a little while to appear. And item 3 is still going to wipe in. In show. There we go. What if I want basic animations? What if I don't want it to bounce in that fast? What can I do? Well, I'm going to crank this up a little bit. Let's say I crank it up to something ridiculous like 8 seconds or something like that. And I'm going to see what it looks like. You always want to test this stuff out while you're doing it so that way you can work out any bugs in it. And you can see how slow it bounces in there. Item 2 appears and item 3 wipes in. Okay. Pretty neat stuff. Now, let's say I want to... We've been using entrance effects, and that's fine. What if I want to make a exit effect as well? Alright, well, we're going to do this with a little kitty cat here, because you can apply the same technique to images. Select your image. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop this down just a little bit, because I don't like all that dead white space there. Go and maybe change this stuff around a little bit. There we go. I just hate all that padding around there and stuff. There we go. That'll give our little guy some more room to move. I might move him a little closer to the screen here. And I'm going to go to the Animations tab again. And I'm going to have it grow and turn, which means when it comes into the screen, boom, it's going to look like that. Okay? So my cat's going to come on the screen. Boom, there he is. And I'm going to talk about the cat. I'm going to talk about the little pink nose, a little ribbon around his neck, his little eyes, his ears, everything else like that. And then when I click on the slide again, I want the cat to disappear. Alright, well, I didn't set up that exit animation there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to select, there we go, the shrink and turn animation. Alright, now, what that's going to do is, well, my cat's already on the slide, so it kind of wiped away that entrance animation I had. And if I click on the slide, the exit animation goes through. That's not really what I wanted to happen. I mean, the exit animation is, but just not the entrance animation. So I'm going to put my entrance animation back on there. Alright, so the cat enters on the slide. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this little add animation button right here, and I am going to shrink and turn. There we go. And now you'll see two numbers next to the image here. And these are the animations that I've added to this. So you can add more than one animation to an object, and they work in sequence with each other. Now if I go to my slide here, boom, the cat shows up on the screen. I say whatever I want to about the cat. And then when I click on the screen again, the cat goes away. Alright, I'm going to go back to my item list here because I don't want to create another item list. I'm kind of lazy. What can I say? Let's say that I want to emphasize item 2. Because item 2 is just really important in my presentation for whatever reason you got. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to change the font color of this. Okay? There we go. And the font color I'm going to change it to is I'm going to change it to like just a bright green or something like that. There we go. Green. We'll change it to green. There we go. And I want this to happen rather quickly. There we go. And now what's going to happen when I do this? Oh, item 2 is already there. Yeah, because I overwrote the entrance animation again. Which is okay. Let's just take these. Here you go. Let's just take the rest of these off here. Right, so I'm going to click on these. I'm even going to get the bounce house basic animations thing out of the way. So now when I look at this, I'm going to talk about items 1, 2, 3, yada yada yada. And then when I click on the slide, item 2 is going to turn green. I can even have it turn red if I want to, or something like that. So we can even change that. Effect options. You can go back, you can change all this stuff. You don't have to delete it and start all over. It's great. Now what if I want it red and bold? I want to bold. Where's that? There we go. No, I didn't want that. It did all the items in the thing, probably because I didn't select to effect. I forget whether I did or not, but let's see what happens here. Alright, great. But I had to click on it twice, once for the font color and once for it being bold. So I'm going to go up here to my affluent ribbon, and I'm going to say start the second animation, right? I got the second selected here. Start the animation after the previous animation. Let's see what that does for me. I'm going to click. We see it turning red, and then we see it turning bold. pretty darn neat. So now I can make a real emphasis on my stuff. Can I add a third option to it? Yeah, sure. I'm going to go to Add Animation. I'm going to go to Underline. And I'm going to take all this off because, again, I forgot to select to effect. That's my fault. Bad Adam, bad Adam. Alright, now let me see here. Here we go. This little guy slides out here. And I can click on this. Again, it's all clickable. You can see the animation pane from here too if you want to, which is really neat. I'll kind of explain this a little bit more in the next video. Just work with me right now. And after previous, there we go. And then if I look at this guy here, there we go. Boom. It animates it for me. Okay. And then I want to, let's add another animation here. And emphasis. I guess I could take that away if I wanted to, or something like that. More emphasis effects. Let's see what we got here. Boy, we got a bunch of neat stuff. Blink, yeah, that's irritating. Fill color, font color, line transparency. This is all stuff we've kind of seen before. You can experiment with this on your own. I want to say own time, but that's not what I want to say. But your own needs. What about my cat? What if I can change the color of my cat? That would be kind of cool. Let's see. Yeah, see, they don't give you anything with font or anything like that when it's an image because they're kind of smarter than that, I guess. Object color. Let's see what the hell that does. Well, that really doesn't do a whole lot, does it? Let's try blue. Yeah, see, some of the stuff doesn't really work with images because you can't change the color of it to the picture. It's kind of hard coded in there. Or I wonder if I should move that up. Let's try this. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to change the color of it, unfortunately. But this works great with like drawing shapes and stuff of that nature. Alright, so this will be our first video on animation. When we do our second video, we're going to look into things like motion paths and things such as that. Again, you can do a whole lot with animation. The problem with animations is people beat this to death. Every item on their slide is animated, and it just becomes a real pain to look at anybody else's slideshow. It becomes horrible. It becomes drawn out. People just really don't like a lot of animations. Use your animations sparingly. Use them for what they're intended to do. Alright, yeah, if you can't dazzle them with facts, baffle them with animations, I guess, is the new saying. But just watch it. Alright, I've seen people take beautiful slideshow presentations and excuse me, and turn them into just a real crap fest because they have to animate every single thing, every single slide, every single item. Just use it sparingly. Alright? I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and we're going to look more at animations. Thank you for watching.